Yes, friends, as part of this session, we were going to discuss about, we are going to discuss about attributes related to our servlet. Let me give how many attributes, how many types of attributes were there at our Java. Okay, number one, the attributes related to a request object. And if you ask me what is this exact object name, it will be a request packet. And coming to the HTTP session, getting even HTTP session object, here observe here, this is the session object. Even here we can create some few attributes. And coming to this servlet context object, even here we can create some attributes. Thing is, you have to use setter method, friends. Okay, you have to use setter and getter methods in order to set the values and retrieve the values from those objects. Okay, now this is what I don't want to explain all of these things. Okay, if it is the request object, when it is going to create means simple. Observe here, for each and every request from the user, there will be a request object creation by our server. Now coming to HTTP session object, it will get create, okay, it will get create only once for a particular client related to single browser. Observe here, this is very important. For a particular client of a particular browser, it will get create only one. In the same browser, if you do login in different tabs, there will be still only one session object. Now coming to servlet context object, this object will get create by our container, our server per application. It will get create at the time of application deployment, or else at the time of server start, it will get create. Here if you want to set any attributes, you can set, and also at session object, if you want to set them, you can do it, and we can retrieve those attributes, guys. Okay, it's very important. And also the same thing with this request object. Okay, and coming to this servlet context attributes, session object attributes, and request object attributes, I have developed one small piece of code. Observe here, I hope you are having knowledge in all of this, how to go and create all of these servlets. Observe here, let me wind up this with very fast. Okay, now I have taken servlet 1, and here I have overridden both the methods, do post and do get method. Why I have overridden, later you'll come to know. Because if I do access a particular servlet by using the URL pattern from outside of this editor, that is Eclipse tool, then internally our container server will call doGet method. That's why I have overridden both the methods, and I have put my business logic within M1 method, and by using that M1 method, I'm performing all my business logic. From servlet 1, I'm calling servlet 2. This statement is very important, friends. Observe here how we are going to call all of these things. I hope we have came across all of these things. Okay, now here we have to pass as an argument the servlet's URL pattern, which servlet means the next servlet to whom the control should get navigate. Getting from servlet 1, I have to make my control to fall in this servlet 2. So that particular servlet URL pattern I have to mention here. And from servlet 2, I want to make the control to go servlet 3. Okay, and actually at this point I was printing each and every, friends observe here, I was printing each and every objects attribute values. Okay, one second, we have the type for this statement, get attribute name. Let me see at which object I have set that attribute. Yes, fine, I have said that attribute called age within the session. Okay, let me recollect the, or let me get the session object once here. Let me get the session object once here. Okay, let me get the session object once. How to get session object? We have come across all of these things. What is that? What is that? How to get the session object? It is simple. On request reference, we have to call get session method. If an object is already available, it will return the existing object. It is dead similar to immutable nature. Okay, we have come across this immutable at our string examples. Okay, now this is what the exact flow, and here I hope you were having the knowledge of this web.xml, and here the index page is index.jsp. okay, so now observe here at servlet 1. Now at servlet 1, okay, leave it. Let's do analysis. Let's go how our server is going to navigate from one servlet to other servlet, and let's trace the output. Okay, now if I load this particular application, first which servlet is going to execute, friends? Yes, this servlet called servlet 1. Why? Observe here in our index.jsp, what is the URL pattern? SER, that is the URL pattern which I have associated for servlet 1. I hope you get this one. Okay, now from this servlet 1 there was a call to servlet 2. This is the URL pattern for our servlet 2. Observe, friends, here. Observe carefully, observe here. Okay, servlet 1 is the, I mean SER1 is URL pattern for servlet 2. Okay, I hope you get this one. Okay, now from servlet 1 I was navigating to servlet 2, and from servlet 2 I was navigating to servlet 3. Here I means who, friends? Our server. Okay, observe here, SER2 is what? URL pattern for URL pattern for servlet 3. Observe here, I hope you get this one. Okay, SER is the URL pattern for our servlet 3. Okay, now let's run and deploy this particular application. Before I do deploy this application, let me show to you what happens at servlet 1. What happens, friends? I'm just setting an attribute for our request object with name as what? Anil. And what is the value? What is the value? Anil is the value. Name is what? Name itself, an attribute name. Okay, don't get confused here. What's the attribute name? Attribute name itself, name. And what is that name attributes value? Anil. Okay, so that is going to be written within the request object by whom, friends? By our servlet 1. Okay, by our servlet 1. So let me name that one with name as yes1. Okay, now observe here. Now coming to the servlet 2, observe here, what does this statement mean here? We are going to navigate to the servlet 2. Now within the servlet 2, what is happening here? Once again I'm setting one attribute within the request object with name as ph, with value as 7272. Okay, now let me write that particular thing. What is that, friends? ph equals to 7272. Who is setting this attribute name with value? Who, friends? Our servlet 2. That code is available within our servlet.